Hello and good morning. Good morning from Salzburg, Austria. And welcome to this year's Inspire conference from Pimcore. I'm damn glad that you guys are all here, and there are more than 1,300 customers, partners, analysts, and friends listening to today's keynote and to today's conference. It's damn good to see you here, this time only virtual, but really, it's an exciting day. And the journey has just begun for Pimcore, and I'm so glad that you guys are here. I'm damn excited, and I'm, really into that today. And I know, of course, that the Pimcore Inspire 2020 is actually a business conference. And normally on a business conference, you would wear, a suit, with those bells and whistle and so on. But, I have done this 10 years for now. The last 10 years, I've been talking at the Inspire, and I had those lucky charms. And my lucky charms were, these pants, traditional Austrian Lederhosen. And that's why I choose them today to really be my good, lucky charms. So really traditional, I would like to say, Servus from Austria, welcome to Salzburg. It's a huge pleasure to have you here, to have you in this conference, and I'm glad that you joined and that so many people, actually from 37 countries, are joining the show today. So welcome to the Pimcore universe. This time it's a little bit different. Oh, some of you might remember the last few conferences. A lot of beer, a lot of party, a lot of gin tonic. Not for us today. Or at least not till the evening. We are in difficult times. I'm wearing those masks all the day. We see each other just virtual right now. And that's, of course, for me, one of the major pity things, because, it's not only the news that we present today. It's not only, the customer cases that great partners present today. It's basically the community, the ecosystem that meets and celebrates what is going on. And that's basically what an Inspire conference is all about. And this changes a little bit today because it's virtual, but nevertheless, it will be the biggest and boldest conference in the last 10 years. Now, before we really kick it off, I would like to, to thank my team. The team with organization people, camera people, and developers, and so on. So I'm so glad that you be here, that you have prepared such an awesome conference with awesome products, great presentations, a great agenda with exciting talks and sessions. So thank you, guys. I truly appreciate your work. I love you guys. So, what happens now? Look at this slide. Man, I truly tell you all, the last 10 years were exciting days. It was amazing. Pimcore is now 10 years old. 10 years old. Almost a teenager. Still beautiful looking, but almost grown up. 10 years of changing the software industry. 10 years of creating something really special. And 10 years of changing data and experience management. That's what we have done in those 10 years. And I would like to say happy birthday, Pimcore. Happy birthday to my big love. A love of my lifetime, at least. And I think also a love of your lifetime. because it's something special. Because it's not just a pack of software. It's not just a number of code lines. It's a little magic here and there. And we will show you some additional magic today. That's what I promised to you. Look at those dudes. It was an amazing journey the last 10 years. And it was not my job alone, not by far. It's the crew that's all about. The original Pimcore crew. Really hustlers and original gangsters from the crew rocking the fucking world. That's what we do every day. And that's where we are dedicated to. Foremost, my close friend and partner, Bernie Skywalker Rouge. He's the CTO of Pimcore. He has created the first prototype and he developed the solution. It was an amazing ride. An amazing ride. Revolutionizing the industry. Not only a part, but bringing together data and experience management. That's what we did. And we did it in a special way. 10 years ago, I was still full of hair. Bernie as well. He still has a lot of hair, though. We were young. We were still, young guys talking in a different way. And when we said we wanted to create a platform, we said it this way. And this will be the only explicit slide that I present to you today. But what we said is, we said, fuck best of breed. That's what we said. Fuck best of breed. Because we believe in a different approach. We believe in a different approach of software, especially data management and experience management. So Gartner and Forrester, all of you beautiful and highly competent analysts, we did this 10 years ago already. And today, I'm proud to say that we are the only integrated 100% seamless open source data management and data experience platform available on this globe. That's what we have done. And not only that, we have built up a 400 million ecosystem. And that makes me proud. And there I want to say thank you. Thank you to those awesome customers. Thank you to our partners. Amazing job. And thank you to the original Pimcore crew that is working day and night at the best solutions out there. We promise that we do it that way. But actually, what did we do? What's the magic? What's the magic behind the Pimcore platform? What did we combine? What did we create? Why is that a wonderful piece of illustration? Because we manage data, we manage experiences, and we deliver to any output channel available. That's what we do, just with one single integrated application platform. One single, not integrated via interfaces and bought and then combined. No, we are different because we do it seamless, because it was our strategy since 2010, 10 years ago. So when we are talking about data management, we are talking about product information management. That was when Pimcore first got his breeding ground. We were the first open source PIM platform available 2010, period. The other ones joined in. So welcome. Be welcomed. We leveled the ground. Pimcore leveled the ground. Master data management. Oh, the magic. That's where it goes, the strategy goes. It's not only PIM anymore. It's about master data management. It's about vendor data. It's about manufacturer data. It's about stock keeping units. It's about all of this beautiful enterprise data that we bring together in our platform. Then, of course, we are talking about digital assets. Media assets, such as videos, such as documents, such as, pictures. Bringing all together in a seamless platform. And last but not least, CDP, Customer Data Platform, aggregating customer data to realize personalized experiences on any channel. That's when we talk about managing data. And that's one of the core idea of the whole platform. And that's what we do all the day. Managing data. But that's not all that we do, of course. We also manage experiences. Web and digital. So we are a full-featured DXP, a digital experience platform. That's what we do. Multi-channel, single-source publishing. That's what we do. Web to print, POS integration, commerce integration, mobile and app delivery. Managing experiences. And last but not least, we are talking to delivering data to any channel. How do we do that? It's pure magic. We are headless and feature a data hub. So pure connectivity magic based on GraphQL and those other magical protocols and communication communication things out there. Perfect. API-driven experience portals. We will learn about them a little bit later on. This is truly amazing. That's what I can say to you right now. And additional 1,600 marketing and sales channels will be integrated in our platform starting fucking today. That's what we do. That's what we do. And that's why we do it for. Because great customers are doing great things with our platform. Customers all around the globe, from different industries, from different verticals, smaller customers, larger customers, enterprise customers. They are working with our platform. And you guys out there, more than 1,300 people joining this conference today. You are participating today in an extraordinary journey. And I thank you. Because of you, finally, we would truly be nothing. Because finally, it's all about the customer and the customer centricity. I love you guys. Let's kick it off. And I have to shake my booty for that. Because it gets really crazy. It really gets crazy right now. Within the next minutes, it gets really crazy. It's unbelievable that more than 100,000 customers are working with Pimcore. Isn't that fabulous? This is, oh shit, holy shit. This is crazy. 100,000 companies work with our platform. We have 130 certified solution partners. From the US, from Germany, from Switzerland, from UK, from Poland, from Norway, from Italy, from all around the world. From India, from Australia, everywhere they are coming to us. And a lot of those guys are still on the waiting list to be certified. You know, these are the guys that promote our ecosystem, the partners. Without partners, we wouldn't be there. So big thanks to you. Thanks for participating in this conference. You will have on the afternoon great cases and case studies. So thanks for being here. 300 contributors. We are open source and we stay that way. Just as simple as that. Because our open source legacy is the history and the future of our platform. Therefore, thank you very much to all of those 300 contributors. I applaud them because they are the core of the success of our platform. Thank you very much. But now, kick it off. I do it like the Apple keynotes, you know, you see it right away. Guys, I show you some figures now. Currently, Pimcore as a platform delivers 150 plus web pages, digital and print documents. 150 million worldwide, globally. We deliver 700 million media assets, which automatically makes us the leading open source digital asset management system available globally, period. That's what we want to achieve. And that's what we are aimed to achieving with our community, with our partners, and with our extraordinary customers. Look at that. Pimcore manages 3.6 billion product data, master data, and customer records. I say it for our Germans too. 3,6 fucking Millionen, nein, Milliarden. Ist das nicht ein Wahnsinn? Es ist ein Wahnsinn. It is magical. 3.6 billion data is managed every day with our platform. 10 years ago it was founded. This is now what is happening. And 10 billion data intelligence records are managed with Pimcore. 10 billion relations, as they are called in the Pimcore ecosystem. 3.6 billion products and 10 billion data records. That makes me proud. Guys, this makes me really proud because that's the work we've done together, all of us. And therefore, I really, again, thank you for being here. Because it's now 10 years, and that's what we celebrate. We celebrate 10 years of Pimcore, and that's amazing. So happy birthday again, my big love, the love of my lifetime. Thank you. And that's also the reason why we used this hashtag, PCX. PCX is nothing else than Pimcore 10. PCX. Pimcore 10. That's our platform, Pimcore 10. And Pimcore 10, by the way, is the name of our next release. It's the name of our next release, but it's not only the name of the release and the version, basically. It's our transition to an open source enterprise software vendor. So that's our strategy. Pimcore X is everything. It's our ecosystem, it's our product, it's our strategy, because we are 10 years old and we have to revolutionize. We are ready to revolutionize this ecosystem. And that's what we start with today. Pimcore X is newest technology, newest functionality, and it's available as an enterprise subscription, as a SaaS environment, software as a service, and of course, as an open source community edition. So we go triple way: enterprise, SaaS, open source. For everybody, the right solution. We do not cripple anything, but we enrich. And that's what we want to do, and that's what we do. That's what we call the Pimcore platform. That's what the Pimcore platform is all about. So let's have a quick look. That's, by the way, the Pimcore platform. And the Pimcore platform is, if you see that chart here up there, it's a combination of different things. On the left, you have the applications for data management. That means product information management, master data management, customer data platform, and finally done. That's the basic components. Then in terms of experience management, we're talking about DXP, Digital Experience Platform, and an e-commerce framework that delivers outstanding e-commerce in a multi-channel environment. And that's the base products that you already know, with those capabilities that you already love. And these will be available open source too, of course. We do not cripple anything. We do not cripple anything. Experience portals will be the latest shit. This is really awesome. I will tell you, Christian Fasching is presenting that later on. We have a short, I think in 10 minutes, we have those presentations. So we are talking about the asset experience portal, the product experience portal. Then we're talking about integration layers like the data hub and the core APIs. And last but not least, on the left side, or on the right side in this case, product data syndication and marketplace connectivity. This is the revolution. This is the new Pimcore platform. And that's what we want to do. Finally, and that's what I said, Pimcore X will be the new release of the Pimcore software platform. All of that, what you have seen, like the enterprise extensions, like product data syndication, like experience portals, and all of these things are available today, compatible for Pimcore 6 and up. And I'm proud to announce that Pimcore X will be available at March 31st, 2021, as the greatest release ever, with the best stack ever. And I'm so damn proud to stand here today to announce the availability on Pimcore X. So welcome again today to the Pimcore Inspire. More than 1,300 people are joining us today from 37 countries. We love you. Thank you for being here, and we continue in a second. Hello guys, back again. Next step of our conference, of the keynote basically, are the wonderful new Pimcore experience portals. I'm getting really excited. Now comes the big ones. The big ones, what we have been working on since a year, more than a year actually, and that's what we would like to present you today. First, with me, I'm talking giving you a little overview. What is our vision and what are our goals? And then I'll hand over to Christian Fasching, our favorite CPO, Chief of Products, that will really guide you around, show you the hard shit. So that's what we are doing in the next, and I would say in the next hour, I guess. In the next hour, we will look at those things and how they work and what we can do. So let's step back a little bit. You have heard before in the first minutes of the keynote, you have heard that Pimcore customers work with 3.6 billion product records. And they work with 700 million media assets. So you will see that in a certain way, there is a love relationship, something happening down under with Pim and Dam. They belong in a way together, in a way, and that's what Experience Portals is all about. It's the absolute craziness that we want to achieve by creating something special for them, digital asset management and product information management. That's what we do today. So before we really kick it off, let's look how it works today. How do we manage digital data and how do we manage digital assets? Let's look at the screen how this whole workflow actually works today. So when we look at the screen, it's quite easy to say Pimcore is based on the any data principle. What does this mean actually? We can manage any type of digital data within our platform. Structured data, unstructured data, or digital assets, all within one single data management platform. And that's already a huge differentiator between us and all of those competitors out there. Because we are joining the topics of PIM, MDM, and DAM in one single application. And you see it on the screen right now. You see it on the screen in the middle. There's a beautiful looking database. A database with products, the blue guys, and media assets, the green guys, all in our platform. So they are working in our platform. And then how does it actually work? In our traditional way, we've got the Pimcore management interface to manage, aggregate, translate, enrich all of this information together. So that's what we do all day, using the Pimcore admin interface, the management interface, logging in and managing data. And this is also used for accessing the data. So basically, you had to go into the interface, log in, and then you can work or read or access this data. This is not how it should be. Because, wait a minute. This has to work a little bit different, actually. Because not everybody is supposed to enter the Pimcore management interface. It doesn't make sense. Because it doesn't make sense to have marketing, sales, product management, customers, agency, and other stakeholders entering the admin interface. But at least they still need access. They need access to product data. They need access to digital assets. So how does this work? You see those question marks. we actually, we didn't answer that question. We didn't answer that question for 10 years, even if we heard that this is one of your premier obstacles. Because how does it work today? If you want to give customers, agencies, departments within your company, if you want to give them access to the data, you would have to create manually. You would have to create manually portals where you deliver the data to. And the keyword is manually. You had to program, you had to develop. And this is flexible in a certain way, as you can read on the slides. But this is expensive. It's slow as hell to develop that applications. It's error prone, and it gives you a bad total cost of ownership. So is that the Pimcore way, actually? No, this is not the Pimcore way. It was until today. Now we changed it. We changed this methodology. We reinvented sharing, caring, and working with product data for third-party customers. And that's basically the most requested enterprise feature that was asked by us. Guess what? It's the product experience portal and the asset experience portal. Product experience portal for sharing product data. Asset experience portal for sharing asset data. And make data accessible by other key users from departments, from different areas in the company, or with external companies. That's what we do, and that's what we have invented. And that's what Christian will tell you a little bit more in the future. They work out of the box only by configuration. No manual development anymore, not at all. Of course, you can extend it, you can white label it, you can do magic things with it. But first of all, it's out of the box and configured within minutes. It's the portals for products and digital assets that we present to you today. And I'm proud, and I'm really glad to be here standing today to really show you the latest invention by the Pimcore platform that will revolutionize workflows, how people interact with information, and on the same side, it will provide for partners the chance to develop extraordinary additional features on top of their platform to really make magic out of it. And that's what we do. But let's first see what is actually a portal. What is that actually? What is a portal anyway? Because a portal, there are so many things that you can understand by saying a portal. So what can it be? It can be, for example, your marketing and sales content hub. You can use this as your content hub for selling and for providing sales and marketing specific data to your key audiences. But it's more, it's far more. It's a product data sharing platform because you can share product data with this application, with different formats, with different downloads, with cards and so on, full of magic actually. So it can be your product sharing platform. Not only that, it can be your digital asset management front end, where you work together with digital agencies to share content with different target groups and departments for digital asset management. Your photography workflow, for example, uploading photographies, tagging photographies, all of these beautiful things you will hear a little bit later on by Christian Fasching when he shows up what does that mean? A digital asset management front end for the Pimcore platform. But not only that, it's also a product and assets collaboration platform where you combine your target groups, your key users, and work on product data and digital assets in one time. And that's actually what we built for you. Name it and configure it. Do what you want with this platform. Use it as it's needed. Configure it. Extend it. Use this as a flexible platform to work with PIM and DAM. And that's, of course, one of the biggest things. We have built this. We have built this, guys. We've built this for you. One of the most exciting functionalities, the product and experience management portals. And that's what they are. That's what they are. Those two little guys with the Pimcore, look at that Pimcore. Can you zoom in? Is that possible? Pimcore, follow me. Follow me. Pimcore is on top of them. The product experience portal and the asset experience portal. Pure magic for your Pimcore application platform. And actually, what does it do? What does it do? It brings together product information management, digital asset management, and also, of course, user and right management and all of these other crazy things that you find in Pimcore with the Pimcore portal engine, which is the fundamental part of that. And the Pimcore portal engine brings together the Pimcore experience portals, which again are multi-brand, multi-language, and also multi-tenant. The full flexibility, use it for any type of project where you need to share product data or asset data and make it multi-brand, multi-tenant, and multi-language compatible. And now I have the huge pleasure to show it to you. I will just give you a little overview because then I will hand over to Christian Fasching. You can search for assets and product data. You can share different information in different formats with different, rule sets and so on. You can put the stuff into your cart and work with it and share those carts. Do whatever you want to do with it. You can download information. You can create collections, which are basically a summary of different items put together. The collections, very powerful. Christian will, show it to you in a second. We've got dashboards based on Pimcore areas with statistics and all of these beautiful things. So there's a lot of things going on, a lot of things that are configurable and are complete up to you how you would like to work with that. And really flexible. Then, of course, we feature analytics. Deep analytics, where you can really see what is going on that portal. Who is logging in? What are they searching for? What do they do actually? To have really a transparent portal that you can really also monitor, evaluate, and also work with. It's configurable with minutes. That's the Pimcore way it is. That's how it is. Christian will show you in a second. He will put his little small fingers, his really craziness on those keys. And we'll tell you how easy and magical the configuration of our enterprise experience portals is. It is more than, it's crazy. It's crazy flexible. And that's a big thing that Christian is taking care of. And of course, he also will talk about the extensibility, which is explicitly important for partners and also developers and system integrators. They can use it as a framework that is highly configurable, can adapt 120% to the customer's needs. What do they expect you can solve? By partners, by system integrators, by configuring your output portal. And last but not least, the Pimcore Enterprise portals, the experience portals, are highly configurable in terms of the look and feel and are also completely able to white label. Put your brand on top of it. Put your brand on top of it and really adapt it to your needs. And that's what actually the experience portals are all about. So, they are already part of the whole game. They are available in the enterprise subscription right now. They work for Pimcore 6 and they work for the future, the coming Pimcore 10. And now we are looking at the demo. I would have the enormous honor to present you today with Christian Fasching. Christian Fasching, I have to put this, I put this here. Thanks for being here. I give it to you now.
I don't need it.
You don't need it. Christian Fasching is our Chief of Products, the CPO, Chief Product Officer, and is the inventor of a lot of amazing stuff that is coming up right now. And I would really like to hand over now to Christian, great friend, great buddy, great programmer, great conceptor, Christian Fasching.
Thank you, Dietmar, and a warm welcome also from my side to all of you out there, guys. And yeah, as Dietmar already said, the most important goal of any experience portal is to visualize information and make this information available to many different target groups. And that's actually what we do also with our experience portals. And yeah, this is how it's done. So we should switch to the screen here. And there we go. And yeah, as soon as we log into a demo portal here, we see the dashboard, which is freely configurable. As Dietmar already mentioned, it's built based on area bricks, and so you can configure it with text components, with teaser components, with all different area bricks, even with statistics components, and so set up your portal and dashboard page that you need for your needs. The actual magic of the portal is, of course, managing the content. And the content is managed within so-called data pools. Data pools define exactly what kind of data should be visible and which features should be available to be applied on these data. And each portal can have multiple of these data pools. Let's jump right into the first data pool, which is an asset data pool. And yeah, that we see already, each data pool has some kind of a listing page where we see all the elements that are managed within this data pool. We have there two views for this, a grid-like view like we see here with a big preview image and the name of the asset. And then in addition to that, we also have a more table-like view where we only have a small preview image and then the possibility to configure certain data attributes that are visualized in a table here. These data attributes can be system attributes like file name or file type, and they also can be metadata attributes that are managed within the assets. The navigation through the assets can be done via the folder hierarchy of Pimcore, so you have all the folders available, and there you can navigate through the assets and visualize or open up the assets that you want to find. Or, as an alternative, you also can use the Pimcore tags and navigate based on the Pimcore tags, and so open up the assets you're looking for. In addition to the navigation, we also have the possibility to configure filters, again, based on system attributes or metadata attributes. And with these filters, you even can further narrow down your search and find the assets that you want to find there. Then in the grid, we of course have always the possibility to open up the detail page. We do that in a second. Before we go into the detail page, we see a couple of other things, like all the actions that are available for each single element. And we also have the possibility here to multi-select a couple of data elements. And as soon as we do that, we see a selection bar here in the bottom where we see, of course, all the selected items. And then we also see certain actions that we can apply on the selection. The most important action maybe is a download action, which allows us to download the content from the portal. And actually, it not just downloads the asset itself. We have a couple of configuration and download settings we can manage. And yeah, first of all, we can define for the asset itself if we want to download the original one, or we want to download any predefined thumbnail, or we even can download a custom thumbnail where we define width, height, format, and quality, and so download the custom thumbnail we want. And in addition to the asset data itself, we also can download the metadata. And also for that, we can define which format we want to have. In this case, we have CSV and JSON available. And then we can download the data. It gets prepared in the background. It gets packed as a zip. And as soon as the generation process is finished, we can download it to our local PC and do whatever we like with it. Then, what we also have is the possibility to not just download the asset, but also collect the assets to a card. We call it download card, which is similar to any card of an e-commerce system, where you can surf through the portal and put all the elements you want to download, and then put them into the card. Again, we have the same settings here as we have for the download itself. And then, as soon as we have all the elements in the card, we can open the card, can modify the settings there again and say, okay, maybe we just want to download a different thumbnail there. And then we have the possibility to download all the items that are in the card together in one big zip file. Back to the asset grid, we have some more features we can apply there. For example, we can add items to a collection. Dietmar already mentioned that. Collections can be used to group elements that somehow belong together because they share a common topic or they are needed for a certain project, like creating a magazine article or whatsoever. And then, of course, you need to be able to add items to a collection. You can either add single items or, of course, also add all the selected items to a collection. And then you have the possibility to create multiple collections per users, of course. And here you can create their new collections, or you can select an existing collection and add the elements to the collection. Before we dig a bit more into the collections, let's stick for a second with the assets and open up the detail page of the asset, which gives us, first of all, a good overview page of all the asset information. So we have a big preview image. We even have the possibility to full screen it and zoom into it. We have a section where we can display certain general information out of the metadata. This can be configured, which attributes should be there. Then we have a section for file description attributes. We have the possibility to see all the assigned tags and also to modify these tags, so adding a new one, removing existing one. And if a workflow is configured on this asset, then we also see the current workflow state here and also can apply the available actions. Then we have some shortcut download links to be configured here, so we directly can download the asset in a certain format without using this configuration dialog. But of course, we also have this configuration dialog available in the detail page. Besides the overview, we have then metadata, where we see all the metadata that is assigned to this asset. And we not only see the metadata, we also can modify this metadata, just changing the text, also even adding whole new additional metadata collections, and so really configure all the data and all the necessary metadata directly in the portal here. Besides the metadata that is managed within Pimcore, we also have the embedded metadata available, which is embedded into the file itself, like EXIF, ITPC, or XMP data, which we just visualize here in this table there. And then, last but not least, we also see all the versions of the asset, and we even have the possibility to compare two versions with each other and see what changed between these two versions. Then we also, of course, have all the actions that are available in the grid, also in the detail page, like we have this download action here, like we have this add to cart functionality, we have this add to collection functionality, and a couple of more, like moving the asset to another folder, and a couple of more there. We'll discuss some of them later on. Back to the grid, there is one important feature we still need to discuss, which is uploading new assets. And actually, there are a couple of ways how we configure that. We can specify for every single folder that we want to allow uploading assets into this folder. And in addition to this configuration for every folder, we also can configure a central upload folder, which is accessible always by this button there then. And there, it's possible to upload assets into these folders. Upload itself works either via drag and drop, or we can use also this upload dialog here and open up the folder selection or file selection. Just add a couple of files and assign them. In addition, we also could use upload from URL, or we also could just upload a zip file which gets unpacked and then is uploaded into the upload folder. The next step allows us to define certain metadata and tags that should be assigned right away during the upload to the asset. So we can there assign a few tags, or also some metadata information, like let's just define a certain license here, for example, and multiple other metadata. And then in addition to that, we also could change the file name and specify a certain file name schema that should be applied to all the assets that are uploaded. And then next, uploading is taking place. And as soon as the upload is finished, we see a certain upload report where we see all the things that maybe went wrong, or if everything went fine, then we just can open up the detail page of the asset. And yeah, of course, also the upload folder itself gets updated here. So there we have the detail page, have, for example, also assigned all the metadata we assigned, and so we can work on this. So far for the assets, but as Dietmar also already mentioned before, in Pimcore we not just manage assets, we also can manage all structured data, like product information, but not only product information, practically any structured data that can be described with a certain schema can be managed within Pimcore. Products, customers, event data, whatsoever. And of course, we also want to visualize all this data in the structured elements in our portals. And that's what we do with so-called data pools for data objects, which we also have configured here with the classic cars, with manufacturers, with events. So you already get the idea that we really can configure multiple data pools and visualize practically any information that is managed within Pimcore also in the portals. And yeah, the data object data pools actually work very similar to the asset data pools. So again, we have this grid view here with an overview of all the elements that are in this grid available. We have again the table-like view with the small preview image and the possibility to configure certain data attributes that are visualized as a table. We again have the possibility to navigate via the folder structure that is based on the folder structure within Pimcore. If there are tags assigned to the data objects, we also have the possibility to navigate via the tags. And we also have, again, the possibility to configure certain filters based on the data attributes of the data objects, and so can filter down the elements of the current listing here. Then, of course, all the single elements have, again, certain actions we can apply on them. We have the possibility to select multiple items, and then, of course, also, again, apply the actions to the selection here. And we also have, of course, detail pages. Maybe let's just jump into a detail page. And there in this detail page, we see all the information that is available of this data object. Well, actually not all the information. We of course can configure that. And for the configuration, we use an existing concept we have already in Pimcore, which is called custom layouts. Custom layouts already allow us in the Pimcore backend to configure an additional view on the data objects. And this custom layouts we also use for the detail page of data objects here in the experience portals. And so we can really configure a very powerful detail page that shows all the information we want to be shown in the detail page here, like different language content, of course. We have all the standard attributes. We even can visualize relations. And if the related elements, like the manufacturer in this case, is also available in the portal, we even can link to the corresponding detail page there. Then we, of course, also can visualize media content, like images, like videos here, directly inline in the data objects. And again, of course, with the link to the corresponding detail page if it's available in the current portal here. So we actually support every core data type of the data objects also here in this detail page. And so we have really powerful and rich detail pages that can be layouted and configured in a great way here. In addition to all the information, we again also have the possibility to show the versions if they are available and also compare two versions with each other. And we also have again all these action buttons available on the detail page, like downloading the asset, adding them to cart, adding them to collections. Maybe let's stick for a second to downloading the data object. Again, we have there a couple of settings we can apply for the download. First of all, we can decide how we want to download the structured data of the asset itself, so all the data attributes that are within this asset. Again, we can choose between different formats here. And then, in addition to the structured content itself, we also can configure all the related assets of all the image data fields that are in this current data asset, in this current data object available. And again, for them, we can configure the format we want to download. Choose between predefined thumbnails or just define a custom thumbnail directly inline. And then, again, we can download it. It again gets packed to a zip file, and we have the information available on our PC. Then, of course, we also can add the assets to the download cart. Again, we have the same configuration dialog here. And again, we can, of course, open up the download cart here, and down there we have our asset available here. Not asset, data object in this case. And then we also can, of course, add the data object to a collection. Again, we can create a new one or just add it to an existing collection where we want to add it. Speaking of collection, maybe it's time to just jump into collections here. As I said before, collections are the place where we can put together many different items that belong somehow together. The collection detail page then shows all the items that are added to this collection, grouped by their data pool. So we have there these tabs here, where we can switch between the data pools and see all the elements that are in this collection based on the data pool. For the listing itself of the elements, we use again the same representation, the same listing as we use for the data pool. So we also have all the features available. That means we have again these two views here. We have this grid-like view, we have the table-like view. Again, we can select items, multi-select items. We can, of course, open up the detail page, and we can apply certain actions to the items, like downloading the stuff, like adding them to carts, like adding them to other collections, and, of course, also removing these items from the current collection. Then, in addition to downloading single items or selected items, we also can download all the items of the collection in one zip file grouped by the data pool. So there we have a total download actually. And then we also have the possibility to share the collection with other portal users. So let's, for example, share this with Sophie here. There we can decide whether we want allow Sophie just to read the collection or also to edit it. And if we allow her to edit it, it's a great way for collaboration where multiple users then can collaborate on certain collections and update them over time, and just use them and work with them as they were their own. Speaking of sharing, there is another possibility for sharing data within these portals, and that's the sharing with other users that don't have a login into a portal. And this one we call public share, and the public share is possible either for collections, and in addition to the collections, we also can just share all the single items and also, of course, selections here. And there we always have this public share button where we can create a public share and share this information with other users. Let's maybe just make a test share there, specify an expiry date, so until now when this share should be available. Then we can optionally require that the users of the share accepting additional terms before downloading the data. So for example, just for the magazine article here. And then we again configure which format we want to share of the data. So in this case, we're sharing assets, and there we can specify if we want to share the metadata for download and if we want to share the asset itself and in which format for a certain download. Create share, and then we have a link, and by accessing this link or opening this link, we can access the share and see all the elements that are in this share, can download them one by one, or can download them all together in one big zip file again. And of course, we also can there open up a reduced detail page, which shows us all the information available for this element here. Sharing is great, but before we can share anything, we need to find what we share. And for that, a search is quite important. And for that, of course, we also have integrated a search into the portal engine. We have there a global search that searches all the data in all the data pools by full text. So let's, just search for Jaguar here. There we already have some autocomplete here where we see possibilities to just open up the detail pages of the corresponding content, and we also have the possibility to just open a search result page, which shows us all the search results for our search term, again grouped by the different data pools. So again, we have there our tabs here where we can visualize or see all the results of each data pool. And again, for the listing itself, we use our listing of the corresponding data pool. That means we have, again, all the functionality available, like different views there, like selection, like, of course, opening up the detail pages, and also like applying certain actions to the elements, like downloading them, adding them to the cart, adding them to a collection, and so on and so forth. Then we also can further narrow down the search result by applying additional filters. Or we also can just add an additional search term there, and then, of course, the search gets narrowed down to the results that fit the second search term too. Searches also can be saved. So we just can save the searches here and open them up later on. So we have a list of all the saved searches here. We can open them, and we also can share them again with other users, which is also a great opportunity for collaborating with other users in terms of preparing a certain search and then sharing them with other users and allow them to do whatever they need to do. Yeah, and last but not least, it's also always very important to know what's going on in the portal and have some statistics available. And for that, we provide certain statistics that are predefined and available as so-called area bricks. That means you can include them in any dashboard pages or in any content page. And these predefined statistics are things like data objects by type, asset types. We have logins during the last month. You have downloads over the last time. We have most downloaded assets, and there are a couple of more. And you can use these predefined statistics to easily integrate them into any content pages and so get an overview of what's going on in the portal. If that is not enough, we also have something integrated which we call Statistics Explorer. And this Statistics Explorer really allows you to dig deep into your data, do some kind of data mining, and yeah, you, for example, just can select a certain data source there, define columns and rows, and create up pivot tables. You can add additional filters, field settings. You can specify visualizations here. And so with just a couple of clicks, you can really dig into the data and predefine certain reports and yeah, really get to know what's going on in terms of data within your portal. Of course, you also can store this data again, so these reports here, and share them also with other users. So to summarize this up, we have the possibility to create portals with data pools for assets, with data pools for data objects. And the best thing about all this is that it's really just by configuration. So everything I just showed you is really out-of-the-box functionality that can be configured, and the configuration isn't really complicated. It's really easy, and let's just have a look at the configuration and see how easy it actually is. For that, we switch back to the Pimcore backend, and we use just our portal engine setup wizard. And let's say we just want to create a portal where we want to visualize our events that we manage within Pimcore. So let's just create an events portal. Let's define a URL we prepared already. Then we select some languages. This is actually something I forgot to mention before. Each portal, of course, can be multi-language, so you can configure in which language this should be available, and so create multi-language portals. Then we add some additional logos, for example, for the header, and define an image for the login page. And then we have configured the most basic things, and we can start configuring data pools. So let's add, for example, an event data pool, which is a data object data pool, where we choose from a nice icon somewhere. So let's just use an icon here. Then we need to define the data object class we want to use. So we want to use the event class and the custom layout here. Then we can configure if we want to activate folder navigation or tag navigation. And then we can also specify which downloads should be available for all the asset data and also for all the structured data. So for assets, we maybe just want to allow the content thumbnail, and for the structured data, we allow CSV and JSON. And that's already about it for configuring a data pool. Let's maybe add another data pool, an assets data pool. Again, just choose some nice logo here. Now we maybe activate the navigation options here. Again, we configure which downloads we want to activate. Then we have some download shortcuts for the detail page of the asset. Again, download formats for the structured data. And again, that's about it already. And so we can, of course, now continue and add additional data pools as we like them. And then once we are finished, we click Create Portal, and the wizard creates now all the portal configuration for us in the background. And the portal configuration actually is really easy because we use, again, concepts that we have already within Pimcore available. Normally, it shouldn't take so long, but as soon as it's created, we will see that Pimcore creates an additional site here, which is the actual portal. So a portal is nothing more than a standard site within Pimcore. And then we add all the documents that are the configuration for example, the data pools. So we can open up there, for example, the events page here, where we see all the configuration for the data pool. And there is even much more detailed configuration we can do there to really fine-grain the configuration and specify what's available. But actually, there is no more configuration really needed to get the portal up and running. Just can open it up, log in into the portal, And there, tada, we have it already. We have our events data pool with all the events available, with a nice looking detail page that shows all the information about the events. That is available, of course, also all the media information. And we also have the links to the assets because we added an asset pool also to the portal. And there we have also the asset data pool again with all the assets and with all the features like navigation, like adding them to download cards, to collections, and these kind of things. So to summarize things up, everything you showed so far can be configured, and yeah, that's about it for the presentation and the live demo of the portal so far. Dietmar, where are you? Help me out there.
I'm joining in. If it wasn't for Corona, I would give you a huge hug. So is it. That's it, what I meant. Isn't this amazing? Just by configuration, within 10 minutes, he created one of those portals. So I think this will be a huge game changer. A game changer for our customers, but also a possibility to gain new people for our partners, basically. So I would say this is really a huge thing. So thank you very much. Now I have a little question. Is there even more in that regard?
Actually, there are a couple of things more we have.
There are a couple of things
and
more.
Yeah,
then
I could show you. Now I really need this, yes.
Perfect.
The first thing we want to show you is something we call enterprise metadata. Have you ever been annoyed about this screen here for the metadata management with an asset, especially this grid where you can just filling around and editing the data, the metadata? And have you ever maybe wished for a more flexible way of configuring which asset metadata should be available? Ever maybe even wished for a more data object-like view for editing and entering the metadata? Well, we did, and that's why we created the all-new enterprise metadata, which is based on the standard metadata and allows us to configure asset metadata in a more data object-like way. So we can configure certain collections, metadata collections. We have additional data types like multi-selection, like many-to-many relation, and we can add these collections similar to the data object bricks to an asset by just adding these elements to each other. The configuration of these collections is also done similar to the data objects. So we have this asset metadata class definitions here available, and there we can configure all the different asset metadata collections, where we there can specify the layout, so how should they look like, and also then choose from all the different data types to exactly define which metadata we want to add to a certain collection. So this is a nice extension, and actually you saw this one already in action because we use them for all our enterprise portals, and yeah, we saw this already there in action. The next thing we have available now is something we call Pimcore Direct Edit. Did you ever use the built-in image editor of Pimcore one time? Well, it works most of the times, but yeah, it's not exactly Photoshop, isn't it? And yeah, did you ever wish a more convenient way of updating assets within Pimcore and not just updating images, but also any documents like Microsoft Word documents or InDesign files or whatsoever, and really update them in your local preferred editor? Well, we have something for you now, which we call the Direct Edit feature of Pimcore, and this feature adds an additional button to the Pimcore detail page. And clicking this button just downloads the asset, opens it up in your preferred editor. In this case, it's Microsoft Paint, my preferred image editor. You can do your updates, for example, wiping out the number plate here, saving the changes, waiting them for be uploaded again back to Pimcore, applying them to Pimcore, and then Pimcore applies the changes, reloads the preview, and updates the asset directly. Of course, you also have a version then available, so you easily can switch forth and back for these changes, and really, it's a nice integration into the Pimcore assets. Cool, isn't it? I really like this. So let's just watch this once more because I like it so much. It, of course, also works with any other documents like Microsoft Excel files, for example. Clicking the button, downloading the asset, changing whatever you need to change. For example, I don't know, highlight the headline or something like that. Saving, waiting for uploading back, applying the changes, and seeing the preview updated. This one really will change the way how you can update and interact with assets within Pimcore. But this is not all. We still have one thing more. And this one is not just a feature, it's even a whole partnership that Pimcore does with a company called CI Hub. Often, our customers want a really tight integration into any desktop publishing programs like InDesign or PowerPoint or Microsoft Word or whatsoever, and really want to access Pimcore data directly in these programs and access media data and also, of course, any structured data. And our answer to that question is always, of course, can be done. Everything can be done with Pimcore. You just need to create a custom endpoint, publish all the data there that you want to be accessed in your desktop publishing programs, and then use some kind of third-party plugin for these programs like Easy Catalog, like Print, whatsoever, access this endpoint and load the data into your desktop publishing program. This is still valid, this still works, and is, of course, a way that can be done also in the future, especially for very custom integrations. But I'm really proud to announce this partnership with CI Hub because this partnership will completely change the integration possibilities of Pimcore with any kind of Adobe and Microsoft products. Pimcore will publish or create an endpoint where we expose and publish all the data that should be available in these programs, and then CI Hub does the integration into Microsoft and Adobe products. And yeah, let's have a look at the Pimcore side. And actually, we need a place in Pimcore where we configure this endpoint, where we can a bit flatten out the data, where we can exactly select what data we want to expose. And turns out we already have such a technology, which is the Data Hub. And so we just created an additional adapter for the Data Hub, which is called the CI Hub adapter. And this CI Hub adapter now follows the typical Pimcore Data Hub principles, where we can specify a schema, where we select from a couple of data object classes we want to publish via this endpoint. We want to make it available in CI Hub. We configure the schema for each of these data object classes, like selecting all the data attributes we want to publish there, flattening out the more multidimensional Pimcore data model. We can even use certain operators to flatten out more complex data, like, for example, reading out the name attribute of the linked manufacturers in this case here. And then, as soon as we have finished the schema definition, we can specify which assets we want to expose and in which format we want to allow them to be accessed by CI Hub. Then we configure workspaces. That means we define exactly which data we want to allow for accessing and downloading by adding the folders to it. We can specify a certain labels, and then we finish it up with defining a certain API key, save the configuration, and job done. Pimcore is now prepared for CI Hub to be accessed by CI Hub and used in any desktop publishing program. And here, for showing how this is working in CI Hub, and actually for presenting CI Hub, I'm really happy to welcome Andreas from CI Hub here, who is going to show us all the details of CI Hub. Hello, Andreas.
Hello. My name is Andreas. I'm one of the founders of CI Hub, and it's amazing to be here at the Pimcore Inspire. This is really great to have the opportunity to show all of you a new way and a cool way on how we can access Pimcore data within your Adobe products or within your Microsoft products. And it's the whole range already. In the Adobe products, we have the InDesign, Photoshop, Illustrator, After Effects, Premiere Pro, and InCopy. And for the Microsoft products, it's PowerPoint, it's Excel, it's Outlook, and Word. So let me show you on how it looks on the CI Hub side. You've already seen how easy it is to set it up on the Pimcore side, and it's the same easy way on the CI Hub side. To create a connection, let me show you it in my preferred Adobe InDesign application. To connect to the prepared Pimcore system, you just go to the tab Connections. You click on Add a new connection. You click on the Pimcore button. It brings you to the login site. You enter your token. And that's it. If we go back to InDesign, there is our Pimcore connection. And it's a full connection based on your individual user rights. And now I select my Pimcore in the navigation, and I can start navigate within my Pimcore system. You see immediately if I have selected my Pimcore, I see my folders, I see the assets, I see the objects. I can now go into assets. I see the different subfolders. I go to car images, I go to Lamborghini, and I see everything what is available in the folders assets in my images from Lamborghini. To make it easy for you to navigate within the content, you see these images as a light table. You can see all the results as a list, or you can see the details of one of the selected assets, or you can just double click on it. Whatever it's more comfortable for you in your work process, this is already supported. If you double clicked on an asset, then you immediately see the basic metadata. We do support the custom metadata. So whatever you have defined in the Pimcore system, it will be showing up under custom. And you see the standard XMP, EXIF, and IPTC data. If you now like to use that asset, you can easily drag and drop that asset into your InDesign document in this case, or you can click on the download file dialog button, and you can even select the different renditions. Whatever renditions your system supports, this is a dynamic list and will be available immediately. So I would like to use that image, I drag and drop it, and I place it within my InDesign. Very simple. But I cannot just use my images and drag and drop them. I can also use metadata for this. And this is particularly interesting if I go to my objects, and within my objects, let me go within my assets. Within my objects, let me go to the news area. Here I see all objects related to news. I click on the historic racing of Le Mans. Now I see a couple of assets which are related to that object, and I can drag and drop that text into my InDesign document as well. And I can use this one, I can use that image here and place it. You see, it's very, very simple. All the other functionalities which are available within our CI Hub plugin, like the similarity search, is also completely available to you in here. But you cannot just navigate through your folder structure, you can also do the full text search. Let me type in Lamborghini. I should use something simpler. Here it is. Find all assets which are related to the Miura, and you see you also get all the filters which are available in your system, and you now can filter in a very easy way between all the different found assets and the objects. Very simple to do that. Let us use this one again. Let us drag it in here and use the metadata which comes with it. Let us use this one. There is a small disclaimer down here. Very simple. If you think that you have seen that image too often, just click on the similarity search button and tell the system, I would like to find a similar image within my Adobe stock system. And it immediately gives you access with the similarity search to all of the assets which are similar to the selected one in Adobe stock. You can also drag and drop it, you can purchase it, and if you're finished, you can upload the whole InDesign document and the assets back to the Pimcore system. One more thing, it is very easy to use it in the Adobe products, and it's even more easier to use it in the Microsoft products. Same here, you have your CIR plugin. I'm already connected to my Pimcore system. I can navigate through my structure. I can drag and drop text into my document in here, and I can drag and drop my images in here. And I can easily design a wonderful flyer, brochure, sales folder, whatever you need. You see, we have put a lot of effort in it to make it easy for you and your customers to use the data within the Pimcore system in a whole new way, in a very simple way, in a way that almost needs no configuration, and in a way that allows you to open the Pimcore data to completely new user groups. And we think this is a big step for everyone to use the PIM data in a more easy and versatile way. I hope you like that. We do have a deep dive session in the afternoon. I hope you like to join that and ask as many questions, and I do a deep dive demo and give you all the details I couldn't do in this demo. So thanks a lot. Enjoy the rest of the day, and happy to get questions. Bye-bye. Thanks to all of you.
Thank you, Andreas. Really cool stuff there. And yeah, remember all of it as we showed it today. So the experience portals, the enterprise metadata, the direct edit button, and also the CIF integration are available from now on and are part of the enterprise subscription.
guys, back again. Thank you, Christian, for your exciting speech, your exciting demo. It was a huge pleasure for having you on the stage. I think it was really, we have seen some spectacular things. Not only the portals, I would say, but also the Adobe Microsoft integration, and also, of course, Pimcore Edit. These kind of things are really available right now in the Pimcore Enterprise subscription for Pimcore 6 and also for upcoming Pimcore 7. Now the next big things are coming on the stage. We were talking about topics such as product data syndication, about data quality mapping, and all of these beautiful things. But before I want to kick off, I would really like to talk a little bit about the PIM MDM strategy of Pimcore. You know it already. I described it in the Pimcore Keynote that PIM is one of the critical aspects of the Pimcore platform. It's about data management, managing huge amount of product data and delivering the data on the right output channel. This is a core functionality of the Pimcore stream and on the Pimcore product. But before, I would like now to really step into a few slides to talk to you about how we see PIM. What is PIM for us? Why is it such a critical component? And where do we start from that point on? You'll see here a chart on the screen with a lot of different bubbles which actually mean that we have in mind when we talk about PIM, we have in mind a lot of different components, such as any industry, then integrated output channels, any product domain, master data management, and also digital asset management. I would like to take you in a little journey and zoom into that chart to describe what our basic thoughts are in terms of product information management. Let's join me for a short journey, a 2-minute journey into all of those bubbles. And keep in mind, the PIM bubble is the central bubble that we want to talk about right now. So let's cross any industry. And that's unique. That's unique for the Pimcore platform. We are compatible to any industry. Let it be retail, let it be travel, let it be manufacturing, let it be even the most complex industries. We are capable of modeling data and delivering the right data to the right output channel for that industry. So cross-industry is one of the biggest aspects. So our PIM and MDM product approach is cross-industry. Let's step a little further and look at the integrated output channels. I think that's probably the reason why you love PIM, because Pimcore integrates already output channels, such as e-commerce, website portals, digital signage, configurators, print, web to print, and of course also headless, voice IoT, and POS at the point of sales where you deliver the right message really to the point of sales. So that's basically the integrated output channels. There is one key thing missing actually there. I will get back to that in a second, because that's critical for this talk. The next one is any product domain. That's another highlight of the Pimcore platform, because Pimcore is compatible to any kind of product for any kind of business model. Let it be normal products, let it be configurable products, even highly configurable products, intelligent configurable products, digital products, rental products, SaaS services, spare products. Pimcore is the platform. Pimcore has the data modeling capabilities of modeling any type of complex product data. But it's not just PIM. PIM, the world is moving. Talk to Gartner, talk to Forrester. The world is moving. The world is moving into the direction of MDM, master data management. So there is more than just product data. far more. We're talking about vendor data, manufacturer data. We're talking about stock data. We're talking about availabilities, employee data. We're talking about part lists, prices. We're talking about standardization, classification systems. That's MDM. And MDM is one of the most critical components within the Pimcore platform because we integrate both PIM on the one side, MDM on the other side. And last but not least, of course, our data management capabilities are also aware of them. Digital asset management. So we can combine pictures, videos, 3D renderings, whatsoever, into your product data domain. So that's what we do. That's what we do. But I was missing something, especially in the field of integrated output channels. I was missing a really important topic that was not solved before. It is solved today. We are talking about where the fucking hell is product data syndication? Where's that? Did you read that? Did you read that in my slides? I guess not. I looked everywhere. I talked to Bernie, I talked to Christian, I talked to the whole Pimcore team. Where is syndication? Where the hell is syndication? I'm as a CEO, I'm often, when I go to bed, talking to my kids, talking to my wife, the last thing I'm talking about in my dreams is syndication. What happens if I want to deliver the right message to the right audience, to the right time, in the right channel? Where's that? The right data at the right time, at the right channel. So how does this look actually right now? How does that look today? Today, I would say it's a little bit cumbersome. It's a little bit, I would say, too manual for some of you, because finally I have the data on the left side, my product data, my digital assets within my Pimcore database. And on the right side, I have all those beautiful channels, Google, Facebook, Instagram, Otto, Rakuten, I don't know where the hell shopping comes from, Walmart, Trivago, TripAdvisors, and all of those guys. How do I deliver that message to all of them? How does this actually work? Damn. How does this work? Because right now it works that way. You see it on the screen. You have to manually, and I mean manually by doing manual things. So I mean manually by manually integrate channels. You have to integrate channels manually. You have to write an exporter, utilize the Pimcore API, deliver some cron jobs and modify things so that the right message is delivered to the right audience, to the right channel at the right time. Isn't that a little strange? Because it's flexible if you create something manually, because then you can adapt 100% to it. But it's damn expensive, damn slow, it's error prone, and it fosters a bad total cost of ownership. You can't do it right now with Pimcore, but you are really a poor, you are not a poor, you're a poor developer if you have to do that all of the time, deliver the right message to the right channel. So, we want to do it automatically. That's the goal, what we have to do. We want to do it automatically, and it has to be like magic. Like magic. And today, we show you how Pimcore data, product data, master data, and also digital assets are automatically connected to 1,600 marketing and sales channels out of the box. Isn't that amazing? And this has been done not only by us, but by good partners from us. Good partners from us where we sit together, where we have the combined vision. And these guys are Productsup, our new technology partners for product data syndication, feed management, and marketplace synchronization. Guys, that's what we do. They are from Berlin. They are not magic quadrant yet, but they are cool vendors as we are, and they have a fabulous product. So what did we do actually? We integrated our data hub into their technology stack. Seamless. The right data to the right audience, to the right channel at the right time. Everything needless and seamlessly connected to the platform. You see it here, Pimcore Data Hub, Productsup, delivering to 1,600 channels. And that's a big thing for us, because that's actually was the second most often requested feature for the Pimcore PIM platform. Deliver the data automatically to the right channel. So I shouldn't swear too much, so I have to calm myself down right now, because it's just crazy what is happening. Product data aggregation. I would ask the guys to zoom in a little bit. We are talking about product data aggregation with direct connectivity to the Pimcore Data Hub, with visual data modeling, where you can model your data via drag and drop and adjust the data to the needs of the output channel. But that's not all of it. It's scheduling, it's one-time setup, and all of those beautiful things. And it's not only product data aggregation, it's product and data validation and optimization. The right data for the right channel. Let it be Amazon, let it be Walmart, let it be Google, Facebook, marketing channels, travel syndication channels like Trivago. They need different data. They need different length of data. And we optimize, and most of it automatically to be fitting to that channel, including bulk data management, including A/B testing, and a lot of additional things. And finally, what does this mean? We deliver the right data to 1,600 output channels out of the box. Product data distribution. Distribute the right data to the right audience. Seamless, more than thousands of channels, automatic, dynamic, delivering the right data. And again, this is done via integrating into the Pimcore platform. And we natively, tightly integrated these beautiful things from Productsup in the Data Hub. We neatly integrated it. Look at that beautiful chart. Pimcore on the left side, Productsup on the right side, delivering the right data to the right channel. Isn't that a valuable addition to the Pimcore ecosystem? Yes, it is. It's the integration of cross-channel product data syndication, and this is damn awesome. That's why I cannot sleep anymore, because I'm just so, shit, is that awesome. Now let's have a look again at the Pimcore platform. The Pimcore platform moved, and there was a transition in place. So it's not only PIM and MDM and DXP and DAM and commerce and CDP. It's far more. It's far more starting today. And even it's far more starting on 31st of March, when we release Pimcore 10. But all of that, what you see, is still compatible with Pimcore 6 and up. Let's have a close look. Let's go from the bottom to the top. Start with the unified, seamless customer experience. That's what we want to provide. A unified customer experience through all possible channels. Digital, mobile, voice, bot, virtual reality, print, POS, and even IoT, Internet of Things, that deliver the data to our data management capabilities. Let's step one step further. We now provide consumer-facing portals with the Asset Experience Portal and with the Product Experience Portal, and we offer now syndication and marketplace connectivity to Google, Amazon, Facebook, eBay, and all of those guys. So Pimcore is more than just a seamless marketing and data management platform. It's a complete ecosystem. It's the Pimcore platform. And that's what we built. And that's where we want to revolutionize the world of data management and experience management. Because that's what we love and what we do all of the day. That's why I said in the beginning that Pimcore is the love of my lifetime. There's only one love of a lifetime, besides my wife and my kids, of course. But in terms of software, Pimcore is a damn easy choice. It's lovable, it's beautiful, it's capable. And it now delivers to 1,600 marketing and sales channels automatically. And that's beautiful. This is our partnership with Productsup. Awesome guys. Lovely guys. Capable. And now I would like to introduce you to my friend Johannes, CEO of Productsup, talking to us from Berlin right now. Welcome, Johannes. It's your show.
Good morning, everyone. Greetings from Berlin. I'm Johannes Hunt, Productsup's co-founder and CEO. I'm very happy to be here at Pimcore Inspire and on your screens. I'm very excited about this partnership because it means more companies will have better control of their product data. Pimcore users already have access to leading PIM, DAM and MDM capabilities. Now Productsup will help those brands and retailers go one step further and syndicate data with the agility and ease needed in an ever more digital world. Especially today, businesses need to drive sales and meet revenue targets. For many, this means expanding the customer base and selling and advertising across more channels. There are usually two blockers here: tailoring content at scale and sending that content to target channels. Our partnership is about removing these blockers. Brands and retailers will be able to easily prepare and syndicate content. They can achieve shorter time to market and tailor content at scale and ensure that the content is always up to date. They can give shoppers a positive, consistent experience at every touch point. And this is true no matter how many product SKUs you have. These capabilities are more important now than ever before because success in e-commerce isn't just about being smart or having the most expensive tools. It's about adapting to whatever opportunities comes to you next. We are very happy to become a Pimcore partner and we can't wait to work together and help more brands and retailers out there break through the digital walls. Thank you a lot for listening and have a great day.
Thank you, Johannes. Thanks a lot. It's a game changer. A game changer for retail organizations. A game changer for Pimcore. And I would like now to heartily welcome again our CPO, Christian Fasching, who will guide us through the integration. And let's see what awesomeness this Pimcore, true Pimcore,
Hey, look at this guy.
has done. Yeah, I stepped in him, I dragged him in. Stay. Pimcore, stay.
He's already tired.
Thanks,
I guess.
Christian. Up to you. You need them.
Yeah, please. Yeah, thank you, Dietmar. One more integration. One more, we need to define our multidimensional data model into a more flattened data model. Yes, you know already where this is going. Dietmar already mentioned it too. What we did is we did another data hub extension, an additional data hub adapter who integrates Pimcore with Productsup. And we do this in our typical data hub way. So we created an additional adapter, which is called the Productsup adapter. And this adapter allows us to configure which data we want to make available to Productsup. So again, we use our product class. We define a schema for this one. We use all the data attributes. We choose from what we want to expose to Productsup. We even can use, again, operators to flatten down more complex data, like the name of the linked manufacturer or whatever we want to expose there, and define the schema for the product information that we want to bring out to Productsup. Once this is done, we can also, again, choose for the assets and videos, some thumbnails that we want to expose to Productsup. And then we configure the workspaces again, so we can exactly choose which data we want already to be published via Productsup. And then we have some additional settings for the trigger delivery, so when we want to deliver the data, and then for the delivery endpoint itself, where we define some security token, and then save the configuration. And again, job done. Pimcore is now prepared to be ready for Productsup. And how this is then used at Productsup will be shown by another colleague of Productsup, who is William. And yeah, hello, William.
Hello, I'm William Johnson, solution engineer from Productsup, and I'm here to show you a few highlights of our platform. As you can see, I'm in the platform Productsup, which is a software as a service, so you access it through your browser. You don't need to install or maintain anything on your site. I'm currently in the Pimcore account in the Syndication project for Europe, Middle East, Africa. And the project is just like a folder where you can store as many sites as you want. So in this case, this folder has two sites, one for Germany syndication and UK syndication. And each one of these sites can ingest, aggregate, transform, and export data to as many export channels as you want. So we're going to go into the UK site to just see a bit more details how this looks like. I get into my site, I have access to my dashboard where I can see how many items were imported, how many were exported, and to what channels the feeds were exported to. Now, the first part we're going to look at is data sources. So where is the data coming from that's coming into this Productsup site? If I go here, as you can see, we have a dedicated import from Pimcore where we can get all the data we need to get from them. We could also aggregate more data from another subset or hierarchy level of Pimcore data. In terms of exports, as you'll be able to see, we can have as many exports as we want. We're not limited. So if I go down, you see in this case, I have 5 different exports, and it's very easy for me by clicking here in this button to add as many exports as I want to this site. Now let's take a look at the data itself. If I go in data view, I have an idea of what my data looks like as it comes into and transits through the Productsup platform. So here you can see I have the data at the import level. That means as it comes in from my Pimcore bin. And the data is going to flow through different stages in the Productsup platform. The intermediate stage, which is a bit like a golden record hosted on Productsup, where we can already split or merge or improve or modify data. And then we're going to have a chance to see and change data for each and every one of the available exports that we set up for this site. So if I go in Google Merchant Center, for example, I'll see the data as it's prepared for this export, but not just see it. If I go in this little drop down and click on readiness, I also have a view of whether my data is ready for Google Merchant Center. So I click here, I can see the data is not quite ready to go out, which might lead to poorer performances or the feed being rejected in some cases. And this might even lead to penalties depending on the exports you'll be working with. So if I click here on description, I see everything is not fine. And the sidebar opens, and we see on the right, these are analyzer tests, which are hosted on Productsup and which tell me whether the data is ready to go out or not. And here I can see the feed contains some HTML tags, some uppercase fields, and also maybe some consecutive white spaces that I need to remove. So I'm just going to click here on these little suggestions, which actually add rules that are going to change the data. And as you can see, the platform is going to refresh, and we have now a view of the data as it has been modified by the rules I just applied. This was the data before, this was the data after, and you can see the incidence on the readiness. So we are now 100% ready to be exported for this field. For example, you see the P HTML tag has been removed. Let's just close this and go in a tiny bit more detail. If I go to price, I see the price is not ready. Again, I click here. I can see these tests appear, and I see that I need to have the currency attached to the price. So again, I want to really highlight all these tests are hosted on the Productsup platform. You don't need to go and look at the rules that Google Merchant Center wants you to respect. You don't need to look into all these documentation and type code and manage all this yourself. This is all presented to you in a very clear, easy to use way in Productsup, and you have these rules to make the data comply. So now let's see how we can correct this price. If I go in this little pencil, I'm going to have a chance to change the data for this field. So if I go in price, I click here, you're going to have a chance to see the little rules that we use to modify data. So I have already one prepared here. I'm just going to activate it and save. And here again, the platform is going to refresh and present the data as it's changed. In essence, this rule is just appending the currency column to the price. And here you see again how the data is changed from this to this, and how it's gone from 50% to 100% readiness for the export. So that's how easy it is for you to change, to view your data, import it from Pimcore, change it and make it ready for any of your export channels in a few clicks. No coding required. So you can be sure that your feed will behave and perform as best as possible on each and every export channel. And again, these tests are only for this export, and we can do the same for all of the 1,500 plus export channels that we host. Well, that's it for me. Thanks for your attention. Goodbye.
That's really great stuff. Thank you, Willem. And yeah, we're really excited about this partnership with Productsup because it really opens up Pimcore to really many additional channels, 1,600 by the count. But even though this is a huge thing for us, this new partnership, it's not all we wanted to present to you today. We have something more for you, and especially more in the terms of exporting data to different channels. And maybe some of you already spotted it in the slides and in the videos. There are 2 more Data Hub extensions that we have ready now, and we want to show them to you. First of which is a file export extension, which allows you, as the name already says, to export into files. Again, this follows up the typical Pimcore Data Hub way, so you configure the endpoint, choose the file export type, name it, activate it, then again you configure the schema definition for the export, so you select the data object class you want to export, define the schema, then you again define the workspaces to decide exactly what data should be exported into the files. Then we have the possibility to define the trigger when the data should be exported, and then we can really deliver the data into the file. There we can decide which file format we want to use. Right now we have 3 file types available. We have JSON, we have XML, and we have CSV. And then we also can decide where to put this exported file. Again, there are 3 possibilities. First is put it to a local directory. Second is use an SFTP upload and put it to some remote location. And the third option is using a HTTP push and push the data to some remote endpoint. Maybe it's just me, but I still have the feeling that file is the most used interface technology for coupling many different systems, especially when it comes to ERP system and these kind of things. So this will be a tool that really helps you to connect Pimcore to these systems and easily allows you to create files and configure what should be in these files and what content should be exported of Pimcore. The second endpoint we have added, or the second adapter to Data Hub, is a simple REST endpoint. You maybe know already, and we saw it also in the slides ahead today, the first technology, the primary technology of Data Hub is GraphQL. And GraphQL is really flexible, really powerful, and supports all the possibilities of Pimcore, and therefore it still remains the primary choice in terms of technology for Data Hub. That will not change. But sometimes you don't need this whole flexibility. Sometimes it's really useful to just use a good old simple REST endpoint that just delivers the data in the way you want to have it to your front-end application or whatever you want to use it. And that's the reason why we created the simple REST endpoint for the Data Hub. Again, it follows the typical Data Hub way of configuring. So you create another endpoint configuration, use the simple REST endpoint type. Again, name it, activate it, define the schema for it. So choose which data object classes you want to use, define the thumbnails for the assets you want to expose via this data endpoint. Then again, define the workspaces. So define which data really should be exposed to the endpoint. Then you also can define the nice looking labels for the endpoint. So for all the data attributes that are exported via this endpoint, you can define here nice labels for them. And then finally, you define an API key, and then job done, you have configured your simple REST endpoint. This REST endpoint can also test it right away with a Swagger UI, which is also included in this whole extension to Data Hub. And there you can test the 3 calls that are provided by this call. The first call is a search call, which takes a search term and delivers you all the elements that are fitting this search term. The second call is a 3 items call, which allows you to navigate through the folder hierarchy of Pimcore. So you give a parent, and then it delivers you all the child elements of this given parent element. Both these calls, so the search call and the 3 items call, accept additional parameters for paging, for further filtering, and also allow you to give or deliver aggregations. That means that you get for all the fields of the delivered elements, all the possible values, which allow you to create layered navigations in your front-end application and set up filters that actually also deliver then results. And last but not least, the third call is a simple get element by ID call, which delivers you just a single element. And the best thing about this REST endpoint here is that all the data is delivered directly out of Elasticsearch. That means no calls to the Pimcore database are made, and that means that this is scaling and performing like hell and can be really used for any kind of front-end applications or other integrations you want to use a very performing integration to Pimcore. And again, all the stuff we presented, so the Productsup integration, the file export, and the simple REST endpoint is available right now and is part of the enterprise subscription.
Hello guys, thanks again to Christian. I think this is really spectacular. Productsup integration, 1,600 channels at our fingertip, and then a valuable set of extensions to the Data Hub. It's a big one, it's a big one. Pimcore is getting 10 years old. That's today. Pimcore 10 or Pimcore X, how I call it, will be released on the 31st of March 2021. We have released by now a lot of different enterprise extensions, and they are all available right now, compatible to Pimcore 6 and up. All of this would have never been possible without those guys. These are our customers. These are our companies that utilize the Pimcore stack together with our partners. They form together with the partners the Pimcore ecosystem, which is a huge thing for us, which is the base and the fundament for our success and also for our future. And the next 10 years, we are just starting up. Will be a huge thing because we want to continue and even more reshape the industry of data management and seamlessly integrated experience management. Why do we want to do this? It's quite easy, actually. Just let me quickly repeat the basic numbers. 100,000 companies, 56 countries and unlimited languages, 130 solution partners, 300 contributors, cross-industry, wherever, cross-industry, 150 million web pages, 700 million digital assets, 3.6 billion products, and finally, 10 billion plus data intelligence. And they truly form the Pimcore ecosystem and the Pimcore platform. Isn't that something special? Something that I have been dreaming of since years. Something extraordinary. And that brings me today to the Pimcore products and services. Because we also are in a transition. The Pimcore company is in a transition between a purely open source powered company to an enterprise open source software vendor. And that's what we basically offer. You see it on the screen. We offer the enterprise subscription. And by Q2 2021, we offer PIM and DAM as a software, as a service offering. And because we believe 150% to our open source legacy, we of course foster and love open source. Open source community edition, free forever, accomplishes our whole offering. Enterprise extensions, again, are an addition of functionalities which enterprises need, like product data syndication, like product experience portals, enterprise functionalities. And these are only available for the enterprise subscription and for the upcoming SaaS offering. So let's have a look at the stack right now. I would like the camera to zoom in so that I a little bit can describe that chart. On the left side, like in a boxing tournament, on the left side, entering the arena, the enterprise subscription. On the right side, in those blue trunks, green trunks, I'm sorry, the open source community edition. These are the two contenders, friends, and editions that make up our ecosystem. And both of these offerings, the enterprise subscription and the community edition, share the same core functionalities that are beloved by the whole Pimcore community, which is PIM, which is MDM, which is CDP, which is DAM, which is DXP, and which is e-commerce, our enterprise stack. Available open source and available as the enterprise subscription. But the enterprise subscription is our commercial offering. It's the start of our commercial business model. This starts right now, right today, and is available by tomorrow. This offers more. It offers the Pimcore commercial license, which is an enterprise-friendly, commercially oriented, OEM-compatible licensing scheme versus the general public license that we continue to use within the Pimcore Community Edition. Let's step back to the left. Have a look at the enterprise subscription again. What do we see here? Enterprise extensions such as the product experience portals, the asset experience portals, the Pimcore Direct Edit, product data syndication, marketplace connectivity, translation management, and Microsoft Adobe integration is integrated in the subscription, tightly integrated in the subscription. And additional, you have the optional right to use service level agreements and an interesting, very interesting long-term support service option. Long-term, with valuable bundles that will really ease your transition and give you an awesome total cost of ownership. So, what's the game? What's the game? The enterprise subscription will cost 1,600 euros a month, which equals to 1,800 US dollars. This is the enterprise subscription, which includes all of these beautiful things, additionally to the Pimcore commercial license. And on the other hand, the open source edition. This will be staying free forever. Free as in beer. Free forever. So, just to summarize up, Pimcore Enterprise subscription and the Pimcore Community Edition. And now, I wanna introduce you to Stefan Gruber. He's our Chief Sales Officer of the Pimcore organization. He's taking care of the enterprise subscription. He's taking care of the server level agreement, the long-term support. He's taking care of our commercial business model. Stefan, please welcome you. Please step on the stage and talk details with us.
Thanks a lot, Dietmar. I see you're very excited, and to be honest, I'm really excited too, because I'm so happy that so many people all over the world are joining our conference right now today, and I'm very excited for our offering we have for you. So, Pimcore goes enterprise. It's so exciting. And we have the Pimcore Enterprise subscription for you, which bases on mainly 3 pillars. First of all, we have a special commercial licensing scheme for you. So your code of your installation is protected perfectly. And you can stop worrying about all the terms and licensing stuff of the open source GPL v3 license. Second, you have access to long-term support. This should extend the lifetime of your Pimcore installation. And we have the service level agreements where you get the best support from the Pimcore team. You can have direct support and you have direct contact to the guys. And thirdly, and that's obvious, you have access to all the Pimcore enterprise extensions, and I'm going to show you right now what these extensions are. As Dietmar said, the single most wanted feature you, the community, and our customers wanted were displaying product and asset-related data. Yeah? And we put our heads together and we created a very powerful thing, which is the Pimcore portal engine. And you can create, with the Pimcore portal engine, an unlimited number of portals per end customer. Yeah? You can create an unlimited number of tenants, and there is no limitation for users, for product data, or for asset data. You can configure it just as you want, just for your desires. And of course, you can extend the whole thing according to your needs. The enterprise portals are included into the subscription pricing of our license. The next thing is, remember the sentence, any product, any time, any channel. And remember the good old times, how we call it. What did we do? We had to implement output channels for our Pimcore installation. And this was hard work, this was time consuming, this was error prone, and of course, sometimes it got boring. And what did we do? We joined up with Productsup and give you now access to more than 1,600 sales and marketing related channels with just one integration. And so we extended our Pimcore Data Hub so that you can configure, you can tailor, you can maximize the quality of your data and transfer the data into Productsup and do all the data syndication and the feed management. The interfaces are implemented for products and orders, so you have a full support of the whole e-commerce process. Translation management. Translation management is key in every enterprise's internationalization strategy. And so we decided to join up with Translations.com and implemented a seamless integration of the world's most powerful translation management system, which is called Global Link. So you have no more manual translation processes anymore. The system collects all the changes in your data. It creates jobs, delivers the data to Global Link, the translation work is done, and the data is restored automatically to your system. So you can save a lot of time, you can save a lot of money. For third-party prices, please visit the expo area. The guys from Translations.com and the guys from Productsup have special pricings for you. The next thing is very exciting too. It's the Microsoft and Adobe integration. So we created an endpoint that you can utilize and access all your asset-related data in Adobe InDesign products and in Microsoft Office products. So you can use all your data, which is stored in the DAM module, directly in these applications. And we support Adobe Creative Cloud, for example, Photoshop, InDesign, and Illustrator, and the Microsoft Office products, Word, Excel, and PowerPoint. Next thing, it doesn't stop. This is a very, very handy feature for editing your asset data. How was it in former times? You downloaded an asset, opened your desktop application, edited the file, and reloaded it to Pimcore. Very error-prone, time-consuming, boring. So we implemented direct edit. With the click of a button, you can open the asset automatically in your desktop application, edit it, and re-upload it automatically. So you save a lot of time. It's very handy. It's supported by Windows 10 Plus and Mac OS. And of course, it is included in the subscription pricing of our license. REST APIs and Pimcore have a long history together. Yeah? Normally, in good old times, we coded all the REST endpoints, and this was very time-consuming. Now it's time to introduce the Data Hub Simple REST interface, so you have the possibility to configure your REST endpoints via the Pimcore Data Hub. You can do this all, you can transform the data, you can configure your interfaces, and it's done directly in the Data Hub, all per drag and drop. Very, very simple. We have a very powerful Elasticsearch integration for a real high-performance data delivery. And of course, we have a full endpoint documentation of Swagger UI, of course, integrated into the Pimcore Enterprise subscription. Next thing, it doesn't stop. The Pimcore Data Hub is getting stronger and stronger, and Now it is developing its absolute full potential. We have the Pimcore Data Hub file export. So you can store all your documents, all your assets in form of flat files. The supported formats are CSV, XML, and JSON. The configuration of the data is done in the Data Hub. It supports assets and documents, and you can deliver the data to local directories, to SFTP, or via HTTP post. And the updating of the data is done via jobs or by the system automatically. Oh, now, enterprise metadata. You can remember enterprise metadata in Pimcore, or you can remember metadata in Pimcore. This was never really sexy, to be honest. Yeah, it was always a little bit of a pain. So now we took the whole system to a new level. We created the world's most scalable metadata management system, where you can edit all your metadata in an object-like way. So you can define the layout. You have different layouts. You have different data types where you can configure your metadata. And this basically is used for the portal engine too. So enough for the products. Next thing we have is the long-term support, and this was a requirement many enterprises took to us. Yeah, we needed to grant a long lifetime of the Pimcore installations, and this is the product we have for you, the Pimcore long-term support. The goal is to lower your total cost of ownership, to increase your return on investment, yeah, and to have a long life of your Pimcore installation. Additionally, we got some other challenges fixed, which is the PHP templating engine and the REST Web Services API. The LTS Pimcore versions are 6.9 and Pimcore 5.8. And for enterprise subscribers, the long-term support costs €400 per month. Service level agreements are still a requirement from several enterprises too. And so we grant direct from the Pimcore side service level agreements where you have access to the support team of Pimcore, the guys which are developing Pimcore, and we have a very flexible structure for you. We have different packages. We have the starter package starting with 1 ticket a year for $200. We have the silver package, 5 tickets a year costing €1,200. We have the gold package, which are 10 tickets a year and €2,200. And we have a platinum package for you, which is on request, but we can grant up to 24/7 support. So, how do you get the enterprise subscription? This is very, very easy. Just give us a call, give us guys from the sales team a mail, whatever. We get you an offer, we sign the subscription agreement, you get a license key from us, and you have access to the private package manager where you can download all the bundles and all the extensions you want to have. And of course, you can get the enterprise subscription by our partners, which are official certified integration partners. We are making academy courses, we are making certifications so that the know-how transfer is maximized and you get the best service. So Dietmar, that's so far from my side. Come back on the stage, please. And tell us a little bit more about the third-party enterprise extensions.
Thanks, Stefan. It was a pleasure to have you on the stage today. I think he presented also, he gave a good summary what's actually happening. And now before we get to the next part of the keynote, basically, I would like to introduce you, or especially the partners, to enterprise extensions. So what the hell are enterprise extensions anyway? The enterprise extensions, third-party enterprise extensions, are extensions that are provided by a partner. So the partners can utilize our enterprise marketplace, extension marketplace, to sell their valuable extensions to the enterprise market. So that's what we offer, starting actually the beginning of next year. So for partner, we will offer third-party enterprise extensions. So if you would like to participate, and let's zoom in on that a little bit, you have to just call us or give us an email, sign the Pimcore contributor license, buy one enterprise subscription developer package, which is a lump sum of 199 per month, because also the OEM of Accenture is included in there. You get academy courses and a product page on the pimcore.com website. And last but not least, you can distribute it via a private package manager. So we don't have only products for end customers. You see, we have a huge potential also for partners. Today in the afternoon, Stefan Gruber and Christian Kempner will have a full hour track, I think, as it is an hour long, the track, in the afternoon, where they talk about the potentials for partners selling and distributing the Pimcore Enterprise subscription. And now, thank you again for this talk, and talk to you later.
Hello everybody, last but not least, it's my turn. My name is Bernie, I am the CDO of Pimcore, and now I want to give you a deeper look at Pimcore X, our open source core product. But before we dive into the details of our upcoming release, I would like to share some impressive numbers with you. From the beginning on, so about 10 years ago, Pimcore continuously further developed over the time and grew. And so, Pimcore is currently based on over 23,000 commits, which is actually nearly about 10 commits in average weekday. Compared to other products, this is really a high number and perfectly shows how active the whole development of Pimcore is. And all of these commits result in over 300 lines of well-maintained, pure PHP and JavaScript code. So without any comments and things like that. So really pure code. But not only the product itself grew and developed over the time, also the ecosystem, the whole ecosystem around it, and also the community. And so we have at the moment over 900 repository forks on GitHub, which is also a very stunning number. And from these 900 forks on GitHub, we got the stunning number of 3,400 pull requests for bug fixes, for improvements, but also for very nice and helpful features. But also apart from the core, we have a very solid and a very, very active community, which created and shared already over 200 open source bundles that extend Pimcore with certain functionalities and features. But today I would also like to take the chance to say a big thank you to all of you guys, our overall big community. You are doing such a great job in contributing to Pimcore, and also a special thank to all of our 380 core contributors. Pimcore wouldn't be the awesome product today without all your passionate effort. And I'm explicitly not only talking about core contributors, but also about those guys who are doing code reviews, bundles, or just participating in discussions on GitHub, or in our forums, or, for example, in our live chat. So keep on the good work. Let's even continue our fair and friendly partnership. Again, thank you, thank you, thank you guys. You are really the most awesome community in the world. But now, back again to Pimcore X. Today we have heard already quite a lot about Pimcore X. And now I want to share even more details about it. You may have wondered already what Pimcore X actually means in terms of the roadmap, in terms of features, and also in terms of versioning. To be honest, it's quite simple. The Pimcore X will be the next major version. So after version 6, which is the current stable branch, there won't be a version 7, which we were talking in the community about all the time. But we are straight going to version 10, alias Pimcore X. We are doing this Because with Pimcore X, we are starting a completely new chapter. With Pimcore X, we rethink old habits and we break away from outdated customs and practices. And all this gives us the possibility to integrate innovative and groundbreaking features in the future, and by also further developing and adapting proven concepts. All in all, Pimcore X is therefore the most powerful release in Pimcore's history. And to nail this down, we are calling it Pimcore X. But our plans with Pimcore X go so much further into the future. Pimcore is currently already a very established player on the on-premise market. This is our DNA, this is our roots, and this will be always our foundation. But with the all new enterprise products we have seen already today, presented by Dietmar and Christian, we can enter a completely new target group. I'm talking about providing Pimcore as a software as a service. And by providing Pimcore with PIM and DAM as software as a service that combines everything into one platform, we really can also utilize our open source core as the binding glue, which leads me directly to the next topic, our technology stack for Pimcore X. For Pimcore X, we are still trusting in proven technologies and frameworks. But, like I said already, we are breaking with all the legacy stuff so that we can really focus on the latest technologies and concepts which are available. So in practice, this means that we're going to support PHP 8, and which will be, by the way, hopefully released today as well. And of course, we are going to support the latest version of Symfony, which will be at the time of the release, Symfony 5.2. But we are not only supporting the latest version of Symfony, but we also have to drop the support for older Symfony versions. This is dropping support for Symfony 3.4 and Symfony 4. So we exclusively will build upon Symfony 5.2. Another big topic is that we are going to upgrade our user interface toolkit, XJS, to the latest available version. This gives us also a lot of additional performance and also makes Pimcore more future-proof in terms of browser compatibility and things like that. We are totally aware that all these huge changes need a really plannable and structured migration path for existing projects. And we are really working hard to give you the best upgrading experience possible. We will, for example, support you by providing you upgrade guides, really step-by-step upgrade guides which you can follow. But also Pimcore 6 is telling you already in advance what will be changed in Pimcore 10, and so you can really prepare already your Pimcore 6 project for a smooth upgrade by getting rid of all the deprecations which are listed in the Symfony toolbar. So this is really cool that you can really fix a lot of compatibility issues prior to the upgrade and then have a smooth and seamless upgrade experience. But to be honest, there are also some bigger topics to tackle. Being innovative has always the drawback to say goodbye to also to features which are not longer state of the art, and therefore slow down or even block the development of a product. These are hard decisions, and we also had to make this hard decision with Pimcore X. But I'm pretty confident that we have really found the golden middle solution to really allow a safe operation with the latest stable version, followed by a structured migration to Pimcore X. The first major break is, and we have seen it already earlier, that we are going to remove PHP templates out of the core. We had to make this decision because Symfony is also going away from PHP templates. And we also, as Pimcore, think that the future is definitely in Twig templates. So we see a lot of advantages in Twig templates, also in terms of interoperability, in terms of bundle development, because mixing PHP templates and Twig templates was always very painful in the past. But we know that there are also very big deployments out there, and we know that these big deployments, with these big deployments, it is impossible to switch to Twig within a reasonable time. But don't panic, we got you covered. We are offering you two options if your Pimcore project heavily depends on PHP templates. Option one is that we are providing you an optional LTS PHP templating bundle, which is part of our LTS package we have seen already before. And with this bundle, you are able to run PHP templates even with Symfony 5 and Pimcore X. So this is the perfect solution for those guys who want to really upgrade to the latest version and still want to use the PHP templates. Option two is also a valid option, and this is staying on Pimcore 6, which will be then 6.9, our latest LTS version, and step-by-step migrate to Twig templates, but also subscribing to the LTS channel to get further updates, security updates, and also bug fixes for really high-impact bugs. The second bigger topic is the removal of the REST web services in favor of our optional Data Hub bundle. The motivation behind this decision was that our current REST web services are not any longer compatible with nowadays requirements for a modern API. I'm talking about topics like permissioning, like the flexibility of the data structures, and also about providing an endpoint for headless applications. The current implementation of the REST web services is just big and clunky and is just suitable for really exchanging data on the backend side, but not for the front end. And so we have decided to start the development of the Data Hub some time ago, which solves all those topics. And that's also the reason why we now have to say goodbye to the REST web services. But also, like the same with the PHP templates, we got you covered. We have again two options. The option one is again very similar to the one from the PHP templates. We are providing you a bundle, an optional bundle within our LTS offering, which gives you the possibility to continue to use the REST web services even with Pimcore X. Of course, this REST web services bundle will just support the at this time existing data types, for example, for objects. So there are not any more features added. It is just to keep the current state of the REST web services. The option two is again very similar to the one from the PHP templates, is just stay on version 6. It is well tested, it's proven, it runs, but also switch to the LTS channel of our LTS offering to still get the enterprise-grade updates for bug fixes, high-impact bug fixes, and security updates. So as you can see, we have really put a lot of effort into migrating, into preparing migrating applications to Pimcore X. And we are also covering huge enterprise-grade deployments by providing our LTS packages to really give them the time they need to upgrade to the latest version, Pimcore X. Like we have heard already, the Pimcore LTS package is an optional bundle for our enterprise subscription and includes all the LTS bundles we have heard already before, so the REST web services, the PHP templates, but also includes the LTS support for Pimcore version 5 and Pimcore version 6. And the LTS package, and this is the good news, is available as of now. The plans are starting at 1,600 euro per month for the subscription and the additional 400 euros for the LTS package. By the way, also a very important topic at this point is that the support of version 6 will end immediately with the release of Pimcore X. So the LTS package is definitely the perfect solution for all the enterprise deployments of Pimcore out there. Next, and this is already the last slide from my side, it's time, as it is the tradition, to have a look at our roadmap. So I want to give you, with this three-tier overview, a small insight about our future plannings and also a rough idea of our timings. It's not a secret at the moment that we are working hard on the basement of Pimcore X. So this includes finishing the Symfony 5 support, including all the bundles which we are providing from the core teams. By the way, last week, Symfony 5 has already landed in the main branch, so really feel free to test and play around with Symfony 5 already in Pimcore 10, Pimcore X. And also it's maybe already a good chance to test your existing bundles and the compatibility with Pimcore X. We also have already a work in progress XJS 7 integration, which just needs to be finished and tested so that we can merge it. The last point which we are currently working on is the Data Hub. So really preparing the Data Hub for its first stable release, because we have seen already that a lot of functionalities and also enterprise features are relying on that. In the next step, so midterm, within the next 2 or 3 months, we will work on the PHP 8 support. So this will be also the time when we will think about or when we will decide whether to exclusively leverage PHP 8 features for Pimcore X or not. Another very interesting feature which we are planning is a visual perspective designer. So currently it's already possible to configure really very custom views on your data in Pimcore, but not without the help of a developer. And with that, we will provide a very intuitive user interface where you can just configure your data and your views on the data as you need. Another very important topic for us is the performance. In terms of performance, we would like to, for example, reduce the time to first byte time in the front end, but we are also talking about topics like the performance in the backend user interface. For example, documents, when you are working with documents in the backend, this can be a bit slow when working with area bricks and things like that. So also there, we are working on improvements and have this on our roadmap. All right, what else? We have heard already about our SaaS offering, which we currently preparing, but we are then finishing our SaaS product and will also release it to the public so that you can order it. Along with that, we will also provide additional and work on additional Data Hub adapters, so additional protocols and additional file formats we want to support. Our future plans are, again, a visual designer, a designer for workflows. So we want to really create a UI, a user interface that allows also non-developer users to create really high complex workflows directly in Pimcore without the need of any configurations or scriptings. We are also thinking about improving the backend search, so based on an Elasticsearch index where you then have really high sophisticated filters and really just a better backend search experience. Also in the backend, it's about the backend UI. We know that there is room for improvement, and we will work on this as well. So if you have any good ideas how to improve it, just let us know, and yeah, we will take this into consideration. Last but not least, and this is probably the most surprising point on our future roadmap, is that we are planning to open up more and more to third-party vendors. We have seen already some partnerships already earlier today, and therefore we are planning to really integrate further CDP and also further e-commerce shops, for example. There I'm talking about providing interfaces, for example, Shopify, just to name one, which is on our roadmap. So yeah, that's it from my side. May I ask Dietmar back on the stage, who will show us a bit more, and then I think just a few slides. Here, Dietmar.
Thanks, Ronnie.
Here we go.
The Skywalker Rouge, you know him from the slides in the beginning. He's a founding partner, and he's the original founder, actually, of Pimcore. So virtually, I would ask you to give him a big hand of applause, because he, and also, of course, Christian Fasching and the whole development team, they are building that application. You know, I'm just talking about that, as well as Stefan Gruber. We cannot code, or we cannot really code well, I would say. So thanks, guys, for your quick presentation about the future of Pimcore, the future of Pimcore X, how it is. I told Bernie a few days before, we don't want to be secretive. We don't want to have too much secrets, but also we don't want to reveal everything, because, we have competitors. We have topics that we want to level, to be a little bit secret about, because we plan special things. And but basic things, most basic things have been said today. So we are almost at the end of this inspiring first keynote of the Pimcore Inspire 2020. So let me give you a little overview. The last overview from for today, for this agenda. So I would say let's zoom in, please, and let's get some facts. So the fact is, enterprise subscription available now. Well, do we have a next screen there? Yeah, now it works. Enterprise subscription available now. PIM and DAM SaaS available in Q2 2021. Pimcore X, our biggest release ever, 31st of March 2021. Enterprise extensions compatible to Pimcore 6 and up, available now. Enterprise marketplace for partners starting 2021. And last but not least, long-term support and service level agreements right now available. So basically, I would like to thank you again. Thank you for your time for the Inspire keynote. Thank you for your interest, because for us it's the first Inspire conference that is really virtual. We would like to say thank you to more than 1,300 people, analysts, customers, partners and friends that are joining us from 37 countries actually today in Salzburg. So servus from Salzburg. Thanks for watching the keynote. This keynote was just the beginning of an exciting day. A lot of different things will follow that. Let's have a quick look at the afternoon, at our program, what is happening in the afternoon. have a close look. You find the agenda already, of course, in Hopin. So if you go to the agenda, you find all of those meetings, all of those sessions, deep dives, conferences, talks, and so on. We have a lot of really crazy shit prepared for you out there. Really. I think it's 20 or almost 30 different sessions that we have prepared for you. Let's zoom in. On the deep dive, this is on the stage on the left side. We start at 1:30 p.m. with the Pimcore experience portals. Christian will give an insight. This is a deep dive. Next deep dive in product data syndication at 2:15. Then at 3 o'clock, Adobe Microsoft integration. Deep dive again. And then at 3:30, enterprise translation management, also a deep dive. And then followed from 4 to 6, awesome. And I know them, or I don't know all of them. Exciting case studies and awesome projects from Pimcore strategic partners, all on the stage. So join the stage to get really insights. But there's not only the stage. I would say almost, it's not more interesting, but it's in a different way interesting. I would say also very interesting for partners and also, of course, for customers to see what can be done with the Pimcore platform. What can be done with Pimcore 6 or 5 or whatever it's used. You can do more, even more with Pimcore 10 or with Pimcore X, what we have talked to you and showed you today. But join us in the hop-in session area. The session area starts at 2 p.m. Central European Time to 4 p.m. And we have 2 separate tracks. One track for data management, where you see spectacular cases about managing product data, customer data, and master data in the Pimcore platform. And in the parallel track, you see customer experience cases where people and customers and partners build extraordinary stuff with the Pimcore platform. So that's it for today. Thank you very much for watching the keynotes. Where are my guys? Please join me on the stage. Stefan Beautiful, Christian the Fash, and Bernie the Skywalker Rouge. We did something extraordinary today. We plan to release Pimcore X on March 31st. And Pimcore rules. Thanks, guys. Keep distance, Corona. No kissing until tonight. Tonight at 6 o'clock, there are the partner celebrations, the partner awards, where we present everything. And now, basically, I have to take a pee. Rule the fucking world, Pimcore!